Well, it's time to say hello to March, because in this video we're going to take a look at all of these three mundane train sets, and yes, we're going to do possibly around 1 or 2 minutes of train spotting, and then we're going to take a look at something which is also a bit mundane. And speaking of mundane, there are these two flip-flop products here, being what it looks like to be a couple of Tern products. This one here, a roseate or roseate Terns flock variations 5-pack, £8.97. And then we've got this one here, the sandwich tern non-breeding flock 5-pack, and it's a £7.98 toy. Both of these are Generation 86 toys, and yes, these sort of toys really look amazing. And yes, both of these are based on the seabird terns, whatever we're going to call it. And yes, both of these are British Wildlife Collection toys, since the fact that both of these birds reside in the UK. Anyways, let me just take a break, and I hope you can actually just see the glimpse, I've gone to 1 minute now, the glimpse of all of the trains running in their own mundane train layouts, especially this one here, the dog bone peanut butter shaped thingy bob. Well, I guess that's only just about 1 minute of spotting, and what I actually didn't notice about with Luke is I accidentally noticed that Luke actually rammed into my hand. Sorry about that, there was a bit of a fire, but nevertheless, I think the train set I would like to say is probably one of the best, is possibly that mundane dog bone peanut butter set, actually more like a peanut. But I looked at it, of course, and the nicest thing is I placed a bit of points there so that you can actually change a bit of directions going on here, like so. And yep, this multiple unit train here, the E256, really runs very nicely indeed. Pretty awesome, isn't it? Yeah. And on the background, with the trains right there, on the top there, as you can see there, yes, you may get distracted by the trains there, and oh no, looks like someone has got a very cretinous life of driving a train. How cretinous is that? And I mean, look at that. It's just dragging those, what do you call it, coaches? And look at that. That is possibly one of the most cretinous, mundane ideas that you've ever seen in toy train heaven. Possibly another sign that we can have just thought we were going to have another train crash, aren't we? No. Let's see if it does it. And no, I don't think the train crash works for the red one. What I might do is I'll try and get this train back on the rails here. Just attach the red one here. See if this one works. Oh, why does this have to happen anyways? Let's go. There you go. The train just went straight into camera, didn't it? It certainly did. Well, anyways, I think we're going back into the review. And like I said in this video, we're going to take a look at these two products there, via flip-flop. And yes, I'm actually glad that we're going to take a look at these. Let me take a look at this one here, the roseate Tern flock variations 5-pack. And it did say the word variations because there are 5 variations via the beaks and feet. And yes, looks sort of nice, doesn't it? And there's also a barcode here, which looks pretty nice indeed. And yes, it's got the double tail feature here, which really says to me, wow, that's amazing. But this one doesn't have the double tail information here, so I might probably fix that. Maybe now, later. I think I'm going to give this one here to Pikachu Pen, I think. And I might probably write with double tail feature, which is very, very nice to hear because, you know, terns are a bit like swallows, of course. And this is actually quite a very nice thing to describe. They're like swallows of the sea, hence it's like the name of the sea swallow. Common tern, isn't it? Thanks, Pikachu. You've sort of done it. And the train's got another problem here, right at the background there. That grey one doesn't look like it's playing up well, isn't it? Well, actually, it is playing up well. I'm trying to say it doesn't play well, and I'm not sure if this train would actually get back into the tracks, or I might have to probably go and get another one. Let's try and say Thomas, probably. Possibly we might reduce the amount of coaches or change different rolling stock. And yeah, it could be the tracks. I don't know. Let's see how this train goes for. I think it's possibly one of the track joiners, which are basically poorly being pushed in, which is just sad to say, but nevertheless, this great train, the Cassiopeia AF510 electric loco, is doing all the rounds in a very fashionable and nice way. Hopefully it does, I suppose. And yes, I might probably come in and do the unpacking of this sort of very interesting roseate tern 5-pack variations toy at the come. And these sort of birds, they look pretty nice. They've got a double tail feature here. And what's sort of nice is this one there has got a bit of a red orangey sort of shaded beak with a big black tip. Very sort of nicely detailed, isn't it? It's got the wing action there. Once again, it's got the double tail feature like you'd see in swallows or martins or swifts. And of course terns. And yes, I do love this sort of feature, eh? You know, I like that sort of feature a lot, eh? Pretty cool, isn't it? And I'll show you in another one here. And it does flap well, eh? I suppose it does. I mean, look at that. In fact, there's so many different colour variations on these. Most of these have orange beaks, but some of them can also have a bit of red beak action here, like this one here. That one there is a bit of red beak, which looks sort of similar to the Arctic tern, or possibly common tern. Yeah, but I've actually realised they're actually a lot more larger than Arctic terns and common terns, possibly due to the size here. And let's take a look at this one here. This one's black beak. This one's a bit of a black beak sort of effect. I'm not sure, it looks like a bit of feature going on here, as I'm saying in this video. It's not really the largest of all the terns, but maybe the largest of all terns in the UK that we often see. Maybe it's not that big as the sandwich tern, but look at that. Beautiful orange feet. It's got the name roseate tern. In fact, all the names have got the name roseate tern, or roseate tern here, if I'll show you that on focus. Yep, it says it like that, roseate tern. Yeah, not too bad indeed. What's your thoughts on these sorts of birdies? Oh yeah, from the sea. Yeah, I'm actually glad to have the reviews back with the trains there, because I just don't want the trains to just have their batteries being exploded, and I think playing with them could also help the maintenance of all the trains they've actually got in the house. And yes, I can tell you guys, when you play with battery operated toys, please make sure you have to play until it just literally, it's out of juice. And if it's out of juice, do not play, or else it would actually have its battery leaked out. There you go, same information here. Sandwich tern, non-breeding, flock 5-pack. That's what it's called. Okay, and look at that. They've got blue, detailed sort of names here. Sandwich tern. Oh wow, that looks sort of very nicely detailed. They've got a bit of a very interesting yucky yellow sort of shading with the black combined together on the beak there. Once again, it's got the double-sided tail feature here, which looks very, very mundane in swallows and martins and swifts and of course terns. As I said maybe in this video, in fact I've said that earlier in this video of course. And it's got a bit of a very interesting sort of black wingtip going on here. There's double of these. In fact, it looks very symmetrical, doesn't it? When you have black wingtips. It certainly does indeed. I mean, look at that, the wing beats are actually quite very fancy. Look at that. If I pull here, look at that, the way the wings have been folded, they've been nicely made into the shape of a gull wing. And sandwich terns, by their appearance, are also seagull-like, which is sort of interesting to say, I suppose. Look at that. And if you listen clearly, actually makes a bit of a clicking sound. Yep, that one clicks. And this one here makes a bit of a swishing, swiveling sound, whatever I like to call it. Now we'll try the other one here. It's got a compact head, that one. And in fact, some of these flapping birds have got a bit of a clicky, flappy wing sort of action here. and yeah, they all look pretty nice indeed. Not sure how good or bad this video performs, but yeah, just sort of glad that this video is performed in HD, high definition I suppose. It's got the grey eye that you would actually see on real life birds. Very nicely detailed, of course. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Very nice toys, going on for bucks. Well, yes, this is basically about it. Generation 86 has been quite one of the quickest generations for pick up toys, and is yet one of the easiest generations I've been also set to basically make because of the way I tend to make my toys. Surely this will be a very nice trend for me, of course, because of the way I tend to look at stuff versus what you actually see in previous videos. But anyways, I think that's possibly about it in this video, and as always, we will actually see the last of our train spotting. And if you like this video, please give this one a like, subscribe for more videos in the future, and as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.